Hello, Sorcery Goons, my name is Alex, and welcome to the finale of Sly 2 Band of Thieves. This is the last job we gotta do before we immediately get thrusted into the final boss, which will have a couple of, well, not a couple, I think it'll have the most phases out of any boss that we've encountered so far, but I want to say this is another case of where if you don't have a certain item from a thief net, then you can't do the job. Basically, you need to get Sly's super jump in order to gain access to these, I want to say, 4 different spires. Yeah, four. Basically, you want to get to, well, okay, so Carmelita has agreed to put our differences aside so that way we can, deal with the bigger threat here, which is Clockwerk. But in order to do that, we need to get through these towers real quick. But good news, as soon as we're done, we can instantly head on over to the boss fight. And at least for the first phase, you're gonna see me edit out a lot of it. Hold on a second. I need a drink. My throat's already drying out. What the hell? Sorry about that. Yeah. As you can also see right here, I'm having a bit of trouble just trying to get to that first ledge, but thankfully it'll get a little bit easier once we start to move up. Because technically there are gaps. There are gaps in between the platforms, so you can go to them a lot easier. Well, like you're meant to super jump a lot easier, and honestly, I probably should have super jumped there, but I mean, like, but it's like a you go left, I go right sort of deal. In both directions is the main objective. Honestly, I think that this particular spire is a little bit easier compared to the others, because like, there's no real enemies, and you just gotta pay attention to where you are positioned. So, plus it's not that many platforms in order to get there. So, all's good in the neighborhood, as it is. Anyway, so yeah, there really isn't much to say about the final mission, but for the first phase of the boss, I will speed it up because it was over 30 minutes. Well, it wasn't necessarily over 30 minutes, but it took up most of the recording, excluding the credits, which there is a bit of a cutscene there, so you're gonna have to be just a little bit patient with it. But I mean, like, I can talk about like what I really think at the end of the game. So, oh yeah, collision glitches, you gotta love them. Anywho, so yeah, we're at the final stretch of Sly 2, and I just realized I didn't even wait a year for Sly 1 to finish. Like, Sly 1, I think, was my summer playthrough, and then I just fucking on a whim decided to do this one. Oh well. But now that we got all of that taken care of, it's time to do the boss fight, which, as soon as we head to the job marker, we can do. And I mean, like, I kept this one here, like, I kept this traveling here so that way, well, mainly because it wasn't far, and we were right, in its last video anyway, so I can get away with some stuff here. But I do kind of like this joke right here. Like, sorry, my neck. That's not flirty chit-chat. Sly, you have a weird definition of what's flirty. And yes, if you remember the turret sections, this is the first stage of the fight. And much like Bentley's turret sections with episode 3, I hate these. Now there is a cursor, much like Murray's missions, which instant plus on that one. But the problem is that everything is moving. Okay, like Clockwerk, the chopper, everything is moving. But so basically, for this first stage of the fight, Clockwerk will send out missiles of two varieties. One are the standard ones that you can shoot down, and the other ones are these red ones, which take a little longer to do, right? But she'll also send out these rings that I'm shooting right here. Now, these rings are very tricky because you need to hit them in just the right spot in order for them to open, so you can go through unscathed. Like, if you remember the Clockwerk fight from the last game, this is a worse version of the jetpack mission, and honestly, I don't like this. I don't like this fight. I don't like how there are so many missiles. I don't like how by comparison, my projectiles feel so much smaller. I don't like how everything is moving in this stage. And I don't like how you need to be very specific for the rings so you can hit them. In the last game, I was able to hit the center of the rings and it works just fine. And also, if you shot the rings, I want to say that if you shot the rings again, in the first game at least, like if you shot the rings twice, they would not close up; they would stay open. You don't really get that. You don't really get that luxury here, and it sucks because there's a third attack that Clockwerk has, which is a charged beam, usually indicated by her eyes. As soon as she's done charging that thing up, it is impossible to avoid. So as soon as she is charging, you need to shoot the shit out of her. Problem, because she keeps moving around so much, you can barely get a shot in. Sorry, I really don't like this. I don't like this particular phase of the fight, and it's pretty much the majority of what you're doing here. In terms of an actual fight, like, this is what the majority is, and is why the raw footage was like 30 minutes. Though, well, half of that was also the end credits, but I mean, you know, end credits are always going to be that long. And yes, I did trim this down so that way I could fit a whole song here, but I mean, come on. It's a good song. It really is. Especially if you're like looking for non copyrighted music. But yeah. Anyway, so now that the footage is sped up, we have moved on to the second phase, and thanks to Clockwerk slamming into the air fort, it is coming down, which wasn't exactly a part of the plan, but hey, we roll with the punches, you know? Oh, and she also got the gang too. Yeah. So this will lead into the second phase of the fight, which is platforming, basically, you know? It's kind of weird platforming, I will admit, and is also one area that I kind of wish that the paraglider was not tapped, was not the R1 button. Like, if I could make a bit of a executive decision here, I would make the paraglide jump and holding X, you know, because Like, that's how a lot of glides in games work, right? So, why wouldn't we do that? Oh, and also for the first 2 times, I swear to God, I was hitting jump, but the game was not registering. And also there, I was not going to make the platform, and I got killed in the buzzsaw. Like, I swear, like, sometimes it feels like, when you're jumping, it doesn't want to work with you. And I'm playing on the PS5 version, by the way, so, yeah. There was a little bit of that, so. But, ultimately, what you're trying to do is that you're trying to get, you're trying to catch up to Clockwerk, and I don't believe there is a time limit. I don't think so. If there is, it's kind of like in the lighthouse where the game would tell you, "Hurry up, Sly! Your friends are gonna die." At least, I don't think that's here. I don't think. Oh, and there too. Like, I swear to God, I was not trying to let go of a paraglide, but the game freaking registered that I did. So, like a. So it's like, what the hell, dude? Well, anyway. So, yeah. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away. And we are and we're properly on to phase 2 of Clockwerk. You will automatically jump onto her wings, so don't worry about it. And, yes, it is still, Neela in there. It's not Clockwerk. She took over the shell and essentially became immortal. But I was at a loss for this fight at first because it has been a hot minute since I actually played these games for the channel, or well, just in general, actually. So. I thought originally that she would move her head back if I, if I actually stood on her back. But no, you need to move over to the side here. I want to say the on the left. At least I want to say that, but I don't rightly know because I'm not seeing any other. Oh no. I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to do it, but like we take those, Okay, so now on to the final phase where everybody gets to do their part here. Sly has done most of the work, but there's still one more thing to do. Yeah, Clockwerk is still alive, so there's really only one thing to do. Hold on a second, I need a drink. Yeah, we need to plug the hate chip from her system, because that's like the power source for the whole body. So, if we pull that out, it is game over, for her at least. But yeah, first we need to pry open her mouth, which is Murray's turf, and thankfully the lasers are not a one-hit kill, so you are good with that. And this, hello. I'm reminded of something. I want to say maybe the Na'vi, but this came out like years before James Cameron's Avatar, so but Clockwerk says all this stuff, but like this is her only appearance in the franchise, so And now we need Bentley here, so that way he can she can blow her up. Sorry. And then we can snap the chip, And for all you Sly fans out there, you know exactly what's going to happen next. But for those who are not aware, well, yeah. My glasses. I will go over this during the credits, but yeah, oh, it looks like we got a cutscene coming up, so I will see you guys in just a few minutes then, shall I?
And there we were, at the end of the road. The Claw Gang had been defeated, and the Clockwerk parts lay scattered around in heaps. Yet, despite the explosion, they remained pristine. It was as if nothing could ever hurt them. Carmelita cursed herself for showing up too late to get a few shots in on Clockla. So she took it out on what was close at hand, the hate chip. And just like that, it was over. Without that core piece, that essential center of Clockwerk, there was nothing left. The parts aged before our eyes as if time had finally caught up with the ancient bird. How ironic that Carmelita, a police officer, would be the one to lift the curse from the Cooper family. The menace of Clockwerk would never again rise to threaten me or my children. True to her nature, she informed us that we were all under arrest. But one look at my gang told me that we were in no shape for a fast getaway. So I offered to go peacefully in exchange for letting my friends walk. They'd taken some bruises through all of this, but I was surprised, shocked really, to see them leave their gear behind as they walked away. Their wounds were deeper than I'd imagined. Those guys were hurting. Carmelita's old police unit soon arrived. With me in custody, her name was cleared, and she even got a well-deserved promotion. It was the least I could do. The ride to HQ started with us sitting in silence, trying to read each other's thoughts. As the reality of my capture started to sink in, she began to relax, and we got to talking. We spoke freely about our previous adventures, comparing notes and even getting in a few laughs. Then we started talking about, well, everything. Books, music, art. It was like we were on a first date. She even showed me the bottle she'd been saving for the special occasion of my arrest. My heart sank when she realized that our short flight across town had already taken 2 hours, a fact I'd kind of clued into after seeing the Eiffel Tower float by 17 times. She went forward to ask the pilot what was up, and it looked like my pals had left me a little going-away present before taking off. Floating away on the night breeze, I could faintly make out Carmelita's voice.
I'll find you, Cooper! I'll be seeing you soon, Ringtail.
Holy crap, man. Oh boy. So, that was Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Oh, pardon me. Now, I really like this game. Okay? It is a great installment for not only the Sly franchise, but also platforming in general. I managed to get this off of the PSN for not PSN, but PlayStation Store for about $5. And for $5, you get a fair amount of stuff here. You know, you get 8 levels, really good music, decent controls, likable characters that you love to hate, and a really cool storyline. and also consider that this game came out 2 years after the first game. Game development is not easy, and the fact that they were able to manage to crank this out in 2 years is nothing short of amazing. Especially since this is the game that established the Sly Cooper formula. The health bars, the sneaking, the recon missions, the mission briefings, and just generally trying to build up for the final heist. That is something you cannot. That's something that you cannot take away from this game. That is great. However, I do have some qualms with it. Now, I think that I love these little jokes here. I love these little jokes. Okay, that's it. You seen everything? Now go outside, you fat asses. Get some sun. No, seriously. You should go out there. You should go out there and get some sun, because it gives you like a vitamin D or something. But okay, now back on track. I do have some qualms with the game. Example, the jumping. Like, sometimes it feels like Sly is too heavy for no particular reason. Okay, I would definitely try to fix that if Sly were to get another game, which I mean, it's about as likely as Capcom making another Darkstalkers game. Let's not get it twisted here. I also felt like the wave markers were also not the best, because they were like in very specific locations, and a lot of times the game would not let you see them no matter where you were. Like in episode 3, for example, right? Actually, I think episode 3 is where like a lot of my complaints for the game come in, because like, well, I don't memorize every single part of the map, so that part's on me at least. But not many people, I would say that not many people can memorize the map, but oh well. Basically, some areas kind of look similar. Some things are kind of hard to get to, especially with the collision detection, or in some cases lack thereof. So yeah, it's not all that great. So, but those are relatively small complaints compared to the picture, because I really did like the story. Okay, graphically, I thought that it looked good for, because like it is a early 2000s PS2 game. Okay, it's not gonna be the most hyper realistic graphics, and that's okay. It's not meant to, right? That's something that a lot of major game companies need to realize, that it's not meant to look hyper realistic. Some games are meant to look like a Saturday morning cartoon, or I don't know, maybe a kid's comic book. but yeah, graphically it looked good. There are some models that didn't exactly translate well, like the ducks, maybe Rajan in some extent. He almost looked like a Muppet in some regards. But I did like the overarching plot of like every enemy, every villain being connected in some way, shape, or form. Even though the only connection that they would initially have is that they're just part of a gang, and they didn't really know like what was the big goal. At least, like, I don't think they knew what the big goal was, because I think Arpeggio kept a lot of things close to his chest and all that stuff before he died. But to be fair, Well, no, I was I was gonna say something else, but that was not it. The final boss though, Neela. Well, okay, I'm kind of two minds with this. Like, okay, one, it is very obvious on repeated playthroughs that yeah, she's the main villain, and it's like, oh god, how did I not see this before? Carmelita suddenly has a partner who knows everything about this gang and is smart enough to realize that Sly is not the only criminal out there. Kind of playing your hand a little early there, aren't you? But she can get kind of annoying at times with her whiny baby squeaking, especially when she was kind of whining about the eyes, or when she said, or when she was like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. But it's just, she's okay. She doesn't have that same kind of punch that Clockwerk had, where, you know, he was actually connected to Sly's family because he was a rival thief, and he offed his dad when he was just a kid. You know, like, Neela didn't really do that. She kind of led him on, but that's not quite on the same level. You know what I mean? But, I mean, the other bosses, aside from Klakla, the main standout was Dimitri. So much so that he came back in the next two games. But I'm not gonna touch those for a while, okay? Because I think I filled my Sly quota for the year. So, but yeah, the music was good. The characters are very lovable. The villains are very, well, they were mostly entertaining. Some were kind of annoying. Like, really didn't like I didn't like the padding of the game, and they had to basically reuse two villains for like two chapters, which is actually no, that was like half the game. It was like it was like one character, then two chapters, then two chapters with one character, then another two chapters with one character, and then like another two more. So it's like, okay, the pacing can be a little bit better, maybe, but I think I'm just rambling off about things. Now, this is one thing that I that I don't really like about myself. I kind of ramble on about shit. Frick. But anyway, would I recommend that you play this game? Absolutely, yes. You should play this game. I don't just tell Sony we want another Sly game. Tell them. Sly fans have been telling them for years we want another Sly game, but they're just not listening. Give them the sales numbers and then they'll listen. Fucking greedy sellouts. Anyway, hold on a second. I need water. Gotta stay hydrated out there. But yeah, please. I believe it is still on the PS5 store. Maybe it's on Steam. I don't really know, but if it is, please play this game. I highly recommend this, especially over the first one, because first one was a little bit of growing pains. This one established the formula and just ran with it. Anyway. Oh, one last critique, though. It's about the clues. I would say that most of your playtime in the levels will definitely be the clues. Because, like, there was, like, one time I was looking for an hour, and I had to look up some guides. So, yeah. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I would have liked it if there was a radar, kind of like what the fourth game did, but maybe a little early. Like, not at the halfway point of the game, but like chapter 2 or 2 or 3 in this case, right? But oh well. Anyway, please play this game. Tell and let Sony know that we want another Sly game. Yeah, so that'll do it for me. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel because we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and every little bit helps. Excuse me. Until next time, Celestial Goons, remember,